Oh, hello, everybody. Just trying to set up here. I gotta pull out a little bit. There we go. Get the laptop open. Hello, hello. Oh my God. So the boyfriend didn't have work again tonight, so he's here acting silly, but right now he's not cursing, which is a good thing. I'm thankful for that. I am live. So there we go. Hello, Tasha. How are you? Oh, and so he is at it. All righty. Just going over a couple of things. I don't need that. Getting things organized and trying not to drop things at the same time. Oh boy. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside for right now because we don't really need that. Put that there would probably be fine. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for the heart me. Hi, Kara. Hello. Just still trying to figure out how to get rid of the shadow that is over here. And the only way I can think of is to like change my camera angle, but you guys need me up here, so it should be fine. All right. I don't need this. Hello, everybody. Okay. I was going to wait for a few more people. It's just now 8 o'clock. So I'm going to wait for a couple more people before we get started. But hi, I'm Victoria. Judy is here. Oh, no. Yeah, Judy, I overreacted last night because you didn't show up. I didn't like it one bit. Yes, she's been working. I forgot she told me she was working on stuff for her craft show. So that's why she's been busy. Yeah, that's a bummer. I wonder if it's because of the weather. I mean, we've had some terrible weather here, flash flooding, and I had to get mine on the rainforest too. I looked at Michael's house and he did not have anything out when I was there, and I'm not driving 45 minutes again and see. Yeah, well. Oh, you did? Oh, I'll have to look. Oh. Hi, Tam. How are you? So, yeah, it'll all be available for you to go over when you do get your ornaments. So, sorry about that. But tonight we're going to go ahead and go over what you need to fill these with different color glitter. Excuse me. Thank you for the heart, me. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint on this one. Somebody had suggested using like a dry erase that would be more permanent than the chalk marker, and I don't agree. So we're just gonna use the chalk marker and wing it and try and not make any mistakes. All right. So let's see. It says I shared the live and I absolutely have not touched anything on my phone. All right. So the way I do this, and I'm going to tell you there's probably many different ways, but I use what I have. I have a cardboard box that I made into a little rack. Okay, you can punch more holes in it. You can buy something, you can make something, whatever you want to do. But thank you for sharing the live. But that's what I did. And the only reason you need that is in the beginning when you put this in, you want like the excess to drain out. Okay, and then you, after you do that, then you put in your choice of glitter. I recommend like a fine, which is what this is. You really get that really brilliant, you know, all over, but this is an extra fine. I'm sorry, extra fine to get that look. But I had this one too, so I thought it might be kind of cool to try it. It's a holographic. You know, we're all about trying different things on this live. Okay, so this is one of the larger ornaments. It was medium or large. Oh God, I'm sorry. Medium or large, and this is, if I had to guess, it's about 4 inches. The other one's about 3. So it's a rather large ornament. Thank you for sharing the live. All right. I actually like these way better than the ones I bought before. I just don't know why, but I mean, I know it's still just plastic, but I don't know. There's something about them that I really like. So I'm using this. I've seen people use the gloss. There's other things you can put in here, but this is what I'm using. So I'm going to put enough in there, but I don't want to waste it either. So the goal is that you put enough to coat the entire inside. Okay, and you know, this I might need to add more. And I just kind of rotate it around to get it even. And I need more. So just, like I said, I try not to waste anything though, because everything costs money. As a matter of fact, I went to buy this the other day, and they did not have the normal size. I had to buy a tiny, tiny jar. I didn't like that because I use a lot of it. Welcome, everybody. Hello. Judy, are you working on your projects tonight? So, wow, I'm going to actually, I got to make that hole a little bit bigger. I'm going to actually put this over here and see if it will finish up those areas. So, see what I did? I just did that. And now it's kind of draining down the sides to get a little bit more coverage instead of what I was doing. But it can take a little bit. I mean, I wonder if I could shake it, if that would help. Shake it, shake it, shake it. But you can actually see it coating when you're holding it and doing it. There we go. So I'm mostly worried about, of course, the actual ornament part more than the neck, but the neck will be All right, I think that's good. All right, so I'm going to set that there like that to drain out the excess into the box. Okay? Step 1, phone stands. What? Wait, what do you mean? Incense holder? What did I ask? I don't even know. So I ordered... You might like them, Tasha. Judy, I'm not sure what you mean. What she... Incense holders. What do you... I don't know. Did I know I asked a question and I'm not 100% sure of... Oh, she's working on incense holders and phone stands. Thank you, Tasha, for deciphering the chat for your host for tonight. Wow. I did ask her what she was working on, and you are right. That is exactly what she's telling me she's doing. She's working on her projects. All right, so I noticed as this was draining, or there's a section that is not coating, so I'm just gonna try and get that to... So did anybody see the news on the town in Wisconsin? I used to have family that lived there. Yeah, I know, Tasha. I know. All right, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. What would I do without you guys? Literally, I don't know what I would do. Because I do forget. I absolutely do. All right, when I decorate these, I'm going to take this off so I can hold on to it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this one I had already done. They dry pretty quick. And you can see like the neck didn't finish, but it's got the little ornament thing that goes over the top. All right. So these are silicone. I know a lot of you actually saw the difference last night, but just in case we've got some new people. Bad tornado leveled a town, like I said, where I used to have relatives. But I don't know. I was trying to remember where... I know we have somebody in the community member that's from Wisconsin or in that area, but I can't remember. So Tasha, diamond painting angle tools. Oh no, for the diamond art. Oh. Bummers. All right. Well, again, those of you that are new, we use these stencils a lot. They work for working on, making guide marks for our round mandalas that we work on. Okay. But when you're working on a rounded surface, it can be a little difficult to get your guide marks on. Okay. It's going to slide around. So these are by this company here. Okay. They also sell a lot of other things. Okay. But they're silicone, flexible, and what I like is that I can use, it comes like two together. But I can put that under it and it grips things so that my ornament's not slipping around. Oh man, that's a bummer though. I know you were and that's kind of why I You know, like with the paint pots last night, when you guys were asking about these, like I'm like, so that supply list that I send you guys, I know it's like really just for reference, and you don't have to use it. I just know everything that's on there is going to be, you know, it's going to work. But okay, so back to what we're doing now. All right. I'm going to just preface this by, if anybody on here has a suggestion for how to mark on plastic that won't rub off easily, I'd love to hear it. I tried the dry erase. It wipes right off. Not only that, but the tip on this is a little fat, so it doesn't really go into, I mean, I made it work, but I didn't really like it. Same with this. This is a medium point, even though it doesn't say anywhere on here that it's medium. I would suggest this. Thank you for the heart me, Lori. How are you? Yes, me too. I'm telling you, those were a game changer. I hope you do too. You had a rough day. I don't know, because I don't know if they would work. Not on plastic. Yeah. That's the thing. Now, remember, my first batch I did freehand, but I would like to do a little design. This works, okay? Although this is a fine point, I would look for ultra fine, because this is a little big to get through the slats on, to make the guide marks on here. It works. I'm just saying I would look for ultra fine. And I'm going to do the same thing I usually do and try and find center this way. Now, we're all there. There is someone who sells a tool for holding on to your ornament and everything while you paint, so you don't touch the sides. And you don't have, it won't flop around or any of that stuff. And it actually has guide marks on one side. So it's really a fantastic tool. It's just pricey. An eyeliner pencil. The only thing I would be worried about with the eyeliner pencil is it's like waxy. And you might not be, might not wipe off well. You have a felt tip. Oh, a felt tip. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could, I'm open to any suggestions. I don't have that. I'm just letting you know what I have found out about this. Okay. It's just a little wide for the guide marks. Okay. You could try it. And this works. It's just what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to do the guide marks and let it dry a little bit. And you kind of have to go from the outer aspect to the inner, or you get hung up on the edges. So what I mean by that is you got to go this way and this way and this way. Because if you try and go like that, it pulls on the edge. So just telling you what I've learned. And then you just curve it around where you're working. It's kind of hard for me to see there. Okay. So that's what I have learned. But like with everything else, there's a learning curve. I wonder if, I mean, it works. Like, don't get me wrong. The stencil is perfect. I have zero comments either way on the stencil. It is what I needed, what I wanted. But I'm just letting you know, as far as like marking on it, you know, there's going to be some. I don't think so. I really don't think so, because it's plastic. You almost need something. Oh, see, and I just twisted. Hang on, let me put it back. So when that happens, you kind of smear your lines a little bit too. All right, back. Hi, almost said hi, Victoria. Hi, Lynn, how are you? Thank you for your heart me. So, I don't think the chalk pencil would work because it's pretty firm. It's almost like a pencil. So, and you just have to just take your time. Hang on, I gotta line it back up. Sorry. I know I'm not where you guys can see. So just following the guide marks, trying to, I think I'm off. That's okay. Okay. What I am going to do is do guide marks this way along the edge so you guys can see what that looks like too. I will say that if the tool I'm talking about works, I would, and I had the money to buy it, I would buy it. Because, again, not only are you putting the lines on, but now you've got to hold it. Okay? So there's a lot of things going on here. Yeah, see, I got off there. But it's okay. It's all okay. There we go. But yeah, I would say that it would be worth the investment to get that tool. In my professional opinion, I was like pretty not wanting to buy that because it's a lot of money. But would I do that if I was going to do a bunch? Yes, I would definitely buy that tool. Yeah, I mean, it works. It's just it wipes off very carefully. Hi, Karen. How are you? And question, did you get... Karen, did you got the extra fine? Okay. I ended up getting fine. Yes, everything is fine. It's all fine. And I am being your guinea pig because everything is fine. All right, I'm going to relocate this for right now, let it dry, and then let's go ahead and fill our ornament that we started. Okay. And I need a piece of paper. Hang on a minute. Okay. Fortunately, she's talking about the ornament holder. Yeah, you love it. So it was worth it. Um, you can look at it on if somebody could spell out the TikTok account. I never remember exact. I know it's Jenna, but I just can find her when I need her. You can look at her website, but you can find her through Gronz, right? GRONZ or something like that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Celeste. And you can look at it there. I because I'm a broke student right now, $38. I think that's what it costs. But if you feel like you are going to spend time on doing ornaments, and now, ladies that know about this, is there two sizes or does one size, is it one and it works on both sizes? Because that would be like a factor. Like if you can buy one and it works on small or, different size. Oh, so I let that drain and I'm going to use this, but I'm also going to use a little funnel. She has two, so they're both 38 coins. Or is it a set? Oh. So the newer ones do hold 3 or 4. Okay, that's good to know. Well, I think after this, after what I've been going through, I'm actually going to probably look into that. So I use the funnel just so that I don't make a big old mess. They wanted. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I think I need a tool to get that glitter down in there. I think it would, if doing a lot of ornaments is in your future, and you want to paint on them and all of the things, I am a strong believer in having the right tool for the job. It's just, I don't know how much you want to invest in doing it. So I obviously need more, but you put it in there, move it around. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a pretty one. Like I said, I didn't know what it was going to look like. Hi, Mason. How are you? We're doing something a little different tonight. Showing them how to do some ornaments and talking about like tips and tricks and stuff. So a little different than our norm. But I am going to paint on the pink one. All right, yes, I need a little. So when you use the regular fine glitter, it goes right down. This, because it's that shape, it doesn't want to go down as easily. I'm doing well. How are you? No worries. No worries, Karen. I always, sometimes, it takes me a while to see everything anyways, so. But yeah, it's good to know. Like I said, I feel like it's a really great tool. So if you guys, like I said, are going to be doing some of these, I would take a look at what she's got available there. And then, so yeah, so just, I try not to over glitter them because I don't like the mess. Meaning like cleanup when there's extra and all that. But you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, however you decide you want to do it. Ooh, that is going to be pretty. I like that one. All right. So I did get the live from last night and the night before. Those are all uploaded and ready to be replayed whenever you're ready. So that's there. If you're new here, welcome. Say hi in the chat. Tell us where you're tuning in from. I know around the East Coast here, we're having a lot of really, really bad weather. Right now ours is good, so we should be good, but down like Philly way, which is a few hours south of us, so here is where you want to see. I have one spot here that's not coated, but I know there's glitter in there. Just trying to get it to cover that. Oh, there we go. Now, I don't really care all that much about the neck because, you know, it's got the little ornament thing that goes on it. And I'm not selling these or anything like that. This is literally a beginner. Oh, this needs more. So we're going to do a little bit more. That needs more over there. Not much more, but more. Almost feel like I could do this easier. There we go. So yeah, see right here, it's a little bare. There we go. There we go. And then same thing, just okay. And then that will sit in that spot like that. And it'll just dry overnight. So easy and fun way to, even if you don't paint them, it's pretty. And I have seen a lot of recommendations for using the lint rollers to pick up extra glitter. So if you're going to be working with glitter and you don't want it all over your house, I recommend that as well. Me, I just need to wipe this off a little bit. I don't really have any issues with glitter. But, all right. Hi, I'm Rose. I'm late for the show. What did you put in the... Oh, I used this. Did you know you can get the cheap... Oh. Hi, Dawn from Northern California and the Sierra Mountains. We are working on making ornaments. So they are plastic ornaments. And yes... Judy, I know you could do that. So are you saying you can do the paint and then glitter? I like the glitter. So, but yes, you don't have to do the glitter if that's what you're saying. Yes. Yes, Judy, thank you. All right, so this is one I marked on, or tried to. Hang on, let me just throw that away. So we were chatting about marking it and everything with these silicone stencils, and I'm going to say they work, okay? They work, do their job. I got a little wonky over there. But I think just paint, yeah. So I think I'm going to try, because I do want these to stay on as good as possible. I'm going to actually do this because that's why I say this, that tool will eliminate a lot of that. So that's fine there. I really just wanted that center. The rest of them are okay. I just wanted to kind of keep the center. Okay, so I hadn't really even thought about what colors because I hadn't. All right, thank you for liking the lives. Thank you everybody for being here. So I did think I would like to use this strawberry color, but I wasn't sure if I would paint it. I mean, pink is not very traditional, but I thought maybe pinks and gray. I do have like a gray that is, did this one dry? This is that morning mist that had like a purple or pink hue. Then I have this one too, which is a warm beige. That's not right. That's not what I want. And then we could use a baby pink. So yeah, I think I'm going to, let me see what this color is. Stick with like a pink color palette. Okay, so let's, yeah, I would have a pink tree. Not gonna lie. Not like as in, you know, normally, but would I do it? Absolutely. I have a teal, like a lot of my ornaments are teal, but I threw the pink in here, so I'm not gonna let it go to waste, so. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna, let me look here. I don't want warm beige. What is this color? Some of them have like a pink. No, that's mushroom. I don't want that. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to use this gray. So I'm only going to use a few colors tonight. I'm not going to. So this one is strawberry. Okay. And I do try to put them in my paint palette. Normally, if I'm going to paint a big project, I will put them in the paint pots so that I can not waste paint. But since it's highly unlikely that I will paint another pink ornament, I don't need to mix the palette. I mean, use the paint pots. Maybe I'll use a metallic. Oh, you know what? I think I do have. Oh, actually, that one is darker than that one. Huh, interesting. So has anybody done ornaments before? I know Judy has. I have, but not in this traditional format. Clearly not in this traditional format. I'm actually, yeah, I'm going to put it on the Lazy Susan too. I'm going to see if that, all of this helps. No, I'm not, because I like the palette closer, so we're not doing that. Okay. Let me see if I have a, see, that's berry. I might use that. That's pretty. Don't you guys think? For a metallic. You have some to paint? I like this. I bought this and I haven't used it, so I think I'm going to use it. just to give it a little bit of a metallic pop. Okay. Tools. Tools. I feel very disorganized today. Oh, I submitted my big project. So that's why I'm a little disorganized today. Oh, also, I did alcohol the ornament off too. Just trying to make sure that I give the paint every chance it has to adhere to the plastic. Judy. All right, did I miss anybody? Silver, yeah, I will definitely use silver, but not probably on this. I'm just trying to keep it all in that pink. All right, didn't miss anybody. Okay, so we're gonna start with our traditional center dot, and I'm actually, because I am in charge of the show. Where's the one I wanted to shoot for? I'm going to shoot for that pattern because I feel like I can manage most of that. So I'm going to shoot for this pattern from here to here. Okay. So center dot, bigger center dot. It doesn't have to be exact, but that's what my inspiration is. All right, and like I said, I use the extra one under there just so that it kind of stays put. And if you have been, and I'm going to actually start with this dark red or dark berry color because I want to see what it looks like on the, I might not have put enough in the paint pot, but when you do your first drop, you need enough paint. Okay. And centering it the best I can. And tap. Tap, tap, tap. Do not push your first drop of paint. You want to tap it. If you push, you're going to end up with like these ripples in it. Hello, BG. How are you? Guys, I still have this horrible congestion that, I mean, I don't feel sick, but it just won't go away. Every time I hear myself like on a recording, I'm like, oh my God. So I'm going to try and chug water. Hopefully that will help. All right, and then I'm going to go in. Again, no rhyme or reason for any colors I pick. I don't think all that much about it. Great finish in the kitchen. Great finish in the kitchen. Oh my God. You're joking, right? My 1970-something kitchen? She's being funny. She's being funny. Did you see the linoleum? And the black diamond shapes? Mm-hmm. All right, so same as always, your dot, okay? Every time you go for another dot, it goes in the paint. Your goal is that they are about the same size and they do not touch. Oops. Okay. This pink is pretty. So those of you that are watching for the first time, the white lines are guide marks, and when you're painting, it does definitely help to keep your design centered and more symmetrical. It's in the beginning, they're kind of obnoxious because you can't really see what it's going to look like for a little while. So that's kind of one drawback. But without them, I don't know what to tell you. The only design I can do is like circular. I can't do any of the other. All right, so 1, 2. There we go. No, it's weird. I've been congested for like weeks. The boyfriend was really sick over the 4th of July, and this has been kind of going on since then, but I don't feel bad. It's just, yeah, no, it's weird. I sound sick. I sound congested. Okay, let's get that glare off of there, or try to. I don't like that. All right, we have to work on that. So, is that better? Better? Is that better? A little better, huh? There's not much I can do on that one section, though, unfortunately. I've got my camera as low as it can go. Maybe if I do this. Might have missed it, but what do you like? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Judy. Yeah. On this one, yeah, I'll use something like a baby wipe or something. Yeah. A little better. It's hard because without the light, then you wouldn't see. Because if you were here the other night and I unplugged the light, nobody could see anything. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so same thing, just going to keep going and doing, actually I'm going to do metallic. Same size tool, or next size tool is going to be the large end of the yellow. And we have been learning that not all tools have the same sizes. So if you paint along with me on any of the uploaded lives, just know that we're trying to figure out a way that we can be consistent with that. But the problem is I don't know what tools everybody has. And we just actually found this out. So the only way I could know for sure that you all have the same size tools as me is if we all just got the same exact ones, and that's not fair because... So what you'll have to do is start to understand that I start small and get bigger. And my dot, even though we might have different size dotting tools, my dots and your dots will never be exactly the same, nor do they have to be. Okay? These are your projects. I'm here just to show the beginner steps. Okay, same concept, just going around, keeping them the same size, same distance. Does the H... No, only a couple that would suffice, not the ball tips. Yeah, they have one that's a double ball tip, and I don't even use that. to be honest. I like those because they're white. So when I'm painting, I can see where that size dot is going, like the acrylic. That clear gives me like a spatial problem because of my astigmatism. All right, same thing as always. I'm going to pause and kind of gauge what space I have left. And I do tiny dots because I can always make them bigger. And like that. Okay, and let me hold it up so you guys can not have the glare. Okay, and like I said, not, I know which ones you have. Yeah, not all that much, but now that you ask that, let me look at them real quick. Yeah, these are for, yeah. Those will work. You just can't get the tiny, tiny ones with that. That's all. They'll work. Yeah, I have those too. Yeah, they'll work. It's just, like I said, you're not going to get the small dots. All right. And then I'm just switching to the large end of the white. Just going into this. Trying to get everything in there is not easy. And same thing, just going around. I just pick a spot and go around. I don't try to do anything creative, especially if I'm just trying something new and, you know, I haven't this is the first time, again, we're making history, that I have actually painted on an ornament using a pattern and drawing the guide marks. The last time, which was when I first started painting, I just freehanded it. So, but as I said, and I'll say it again, as much as I don't normally promote, you know, you need this, you need that, if you are going to be painting ornaments, highly, highly recommend you check out that item. Just given, like I said, the little... Now, the lines are staying on pretty good, but, you know, when you make a mistake and you have to wipe it off, I guarantee you they're going to come right off. So, like I said, those guide marks are there so that you keep everything symmetrical. The nice thing about it is if you get a little off, your next set of guide marks should help you get back on track. Now, I've never painted on both sides of the ornament. Do you guys paint on both sides when you paint your ornaments? I mean, you could. I mean, that's a lot of painting. Yeah, it's a good question. It does. Oh, I guess I'm off screen. Sorry, guys. That one. You have painted on both sides? I mean, they turn around, right? I mean, if you hang them, they turn around. Very nice tip. Oh, I never thought it was. Oh, yes. So that just, the way I was taught, that is just, so that's how I pretty much almost every single center, you'll see me start very similar. The dot in the center may be bigger, but I start just so I can get out a little bit more, and then I can start doing my pattern. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to start the pattern part now. Just got to find the right size tool. And let me get here. So I'm going to pretty much go every other right about here. And I think I'm just going to kind of, I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see. So 1, 2, yeah, I'll start. I actually kind of like it offset. So I think I'm going to do it offset. So instead of starting exactly here, I'm going to start off. Because then at the top will be the swooshes. So I like that look towards the top, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do the metallic. Why not? Okay. So I'm going to turn it around. And again, a good amount of paint. And right about there. So remember what I talked to you guys about last night when we were painting the edge of the love stone, and how like some paints are thinner than others, and you'll find out when you paint when it's rounded. This is going to be one of those times. Okay? When you're painting an ornament, like right now, where those are, it's slightly curved. So you can kind of see them deciding where they're going to go. Right in front of your eyes. All right. And, okay, so for size, let's see, that's too big. So I'm going to start with the small end of the yellow. Yeah. This metallic is actually, this one is new and it's pretty thick. I'm impressed that it's that thick. Wow, you guys have us to 13,000 likes. Congrats. Good job. No comments. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. If you do have any questions or comments, please ask them in the chat. And if I don't answer, somebody will. All right. So this is a swoosh. Okay. And obviously on the plastic, they're going to swoosh real smooth, which is so nice. No pushing, no nothing. You just pretty much tap your paint down. And there's one. That other one went a little lower, but it's all right. It's all right. So the paint definitely glides on a lot smoother when you're doing these ornaments. I know Cece was going to get some flat plastic ornaments, so I'm excited to see those. Because I think that would be good. A little cheaper. You don't have to do the glitter. That kind of stuff. Is anybody painting tonight? I know Kara's didn't show up yet, which is kind of a bummer. And this will be probably first of many. I will be doing probably a few for the tree, but I'm not planning on like mass producing them at all. I'm not doing a craft show. I'm not. There's my Judy. Oh my gosh. Judy, relax, slow down. That would have been bad. Oh, so I need a little bit more paint. There we go. It's so interesting, like how this paint just glides right onto these ornaments. It's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Lori, thank you for that. That is my favorite. I just love that. The first time I saw that, I was cracking up. I love that. Oh, so a little bit more paint. There we go. And oh, now this is another question. Judy, what do you seal these with? I don't think I sealed my other ones. I don't think I sealed them. I think they just cure. Yes, everyone can be. Should I change the name of our live to Swooshes Matter? So you do use something. Okay. All right. I'm going to assume a sponge brush as opposed to a paintbrush. I can almost guarantee I did not seal my originals. So again, we're getting to the point where some of it will start to, like, the problem is the guide marks. You're going to be focused on those for a little while, but we're getting there. So you're getting filtered? I didn't get a message that anybody got filtered. That's weird. Can you use the same stuff you put in? Yeah, it sounds like you could. So you can use, like, this is the satin. Whoops. Touch something. That's how close I am. This is the satin. But you could buy this and then, yes, buy the gloss. That's what I would do. That's what I would do to be not having to buy different things. All right. So let's go to the large end. Let's see. We're going to do the large end of the white? No, I'm going to do the large end of the white tool. And I'm going to use the brighter berry color. And now we're going to do our triangle. Oh, too close. All right. Too close. Okay, You wet the Q-tip and you go in and you rotate towards you. But you see how much, like, it's gone. The guide mark is gone. Satin if you like matte or gloss for shiny. Okay. All right, so I'm going to change my mind. I am going to use the small end of the white tool. All right, so I'm going to go up here a little higher, make our triangle, okay, and then walk the dots. Okay. I hate that you guys can't see. It's really glary with the light. Wonder if I'll play around with that light. It's new to me. I like it. We need this. What's strawberry? Strawberry. I love this color. I'm just going to say. I love that color. All right, so remember our triangle. We're using those guide marks to help us. Okay. Triangle. Okay. And then walk your dots around. I don't count, I just do. So I'm a pretty type A person, but this is one of those places where I just kind of go with it. I need a little more, I think. So we'll just do that. Now, I will say you could probably dot your walking dots a little faster on here because you know, the paint is kind of gliding right off, so that's nice. That's another nice thing. You know, sometimes on the wood you have to tap it a couple times and okay, but this is coming right off. Nice. I can see why you guys paint on the ornaments. Oh, I'm going to put one there. I'm counting your dots. Stop. Stop. And you know what? I am kind of lopsided. Actually, every time I paint, one side I feel is always a little different. So that would make sense. And you'll find that too when you're painting. Like you're more comfortable painting one way than the other. So one thing I'm noticing is like I have very little space in here, but more space over here. So again, another reason to look at having that tool. If you're very much like needing guide marks that and everything to come out perfect, I would do that. Yeah. No, I think that, oh, I never have used that gray yet. I don't know. Kind of hung up on the colors that I'm using. So triangle, and then pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I think part of what happened is when the guide, the stencil slipped and I had to replace it and it smeared the marks. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see where we're at. See, now you're starting to kind of get a better idea of what the ornament is going to look like. We're getting rid of some of the guide marks, so. I'm actually going to use the gray now. Same thing, I'm going to use the large end of the white, or whatever color this is. Morning Mist. All right, same thing. I'm going to come up higher. Whoops. And make our triangle. Oh my goodness, that's the second time I've done that. I need to probably need to turn it around. Hang on, let me get back in the frame here. Yeah, I think that was good timing to get some of that in there. Okay, so come in here. And then these are coming down a little bit further than what we're used to doing, but it's still keeping that triangle pattern. Okay, and then I run out of space. Okay, so they're not actually able to, the whole row down is what I'm getting at. So if you're still counting, Tasha, now is really a good time to stop. Because I can't, I won't be dotting there. So let's do that, like that, and then we'll come over here and stop, and one there. You saw nothing. You're right. You didn't see me do any dots there. That probably needed to come up a little higher. All right, that went down a little too low. Let me get my Q-tip. A little too low. But like I said, the dots wipe up real easy. Do you use chalk? Hi, Jana. No, in this case, I am using a chalk marker. This is what I'm using. This is a fine tip. I would get an extra fine tip. This is a little bit big for the stencil that I used. Okay, but I would get an ultra fine, or fine, I'm sorry, extra fine. Excuse me. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. You're making history tonight, Janet. This is the first time I have ever used, I've done ornaments, but when I first started painting, and I never used I never used a tool or anything. I just freehanded them. So I had no idea what I was doing back then. Do I love them? Sure. But now that I have more experience, I will say that this is the first time, though, that I am doing this with guide marks and the tools and everything for you guys. So, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am too. I like I said, I can see why people do the ornaments. I can, because I like the way the paint goes on. It's actually, with the exception of the stencil, like I would prefer another solution. The stencil was, I mean, it did its job. It's not the stencil. Might be the operator of the stencil. Maybe it's a learning curve. So this is one thing I talk about, Jana, also, is this is the exact same, well, not exact, but same design. This has 2 more petals on it, but it's just a different color palette. So I encourage everybody to look at things and be like, man, I wonder what it's going to look like in a different palette. And everything will look totally different. One, you're going to paint it different. You will never recreate the exact same design twice. I don't care how much you try. It will not be exact. But just picking different paints makes different color palettes makes such a difference in the design. It's crazy. Oh my God, the AC went off. Now I'm not shouting at myself anymore. Sorry, if I do shout, it's because I can't hear myself think over the AC unit. And my mic is like right in front of my face. So, but when the air comes on, boy, I cannot hear. And being congested is not helping. So the other thing I'd like to point out is those dots, I'm using the same size tool. And you see those are smaller than that. So you can make your dots bigger with the same size tool or smaller as you see fit. You just have to try different things. Hello. Look, thank you for the follow, Jana. Look. I wish I could figure out my light, but I like my light. I just got to figure it out. And I'm probably out of the... There we go. So like I said, these diamonds are this triangle's a little different. You know, normally we do the first one and the other 2 are underneath it. These are offset. And again, you just get a little bit different pattern doing that. Why did I do that? No reason. I just decided to. I know this would be, these would be pretty. Okay. So now you can see it a lot better. A lot of the guide marks are gone. Getting a better idea what it looks like. right? I think it looks like a snowflake, way more like a snowflake than our other snowflake. I should say my snowflake. The one I will never do again. That is not a snowflake. Hi, Peppermint Patty. How are you? Judy. It's a snowflower. Absolutely. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. You are making history with us tonight if you're out there hanging out with us, because this is the first time I have ever painted a pattern with a stencil and everything on an ornament. So thank you, Sheila. I think she's pretty too. All right, so next is swooshes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, though, is the space is small, so I'm going to start my swoosh up here. Let me get this. You guys don't necessarily need to see all this anymore. We already know the pattern. And let me get these out of the way. Those are hitting my elbow. So, that's too big, but let me just see something real quick for spacing. So if I do the first swoosh here, so we'll do this. So the goal is that the last one kind of comes around here. So we'll do one here, and then the final one. Actually, no, this is a 3. But I want them a little bit bigger than that one. So I'm going to use the large end of the white tool. And I'm going to just see where I need to start. I think I want to start about here. Yeah, I think that's good. Now, at the end of it all, I mean, this is coming around far enough. But I may do something around the edges. I'm not 100% sure yet. So we'll see. Yeah, it is, right? It's pretty. I like it. So starting here, coming in there. I guess I should get used to holding a little bit further down. No, it needs to come down a little bit more. About here. All right, I need more paint. More paint, come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, and I have like a folded up t-shirt remnant, like a rag underneath here. Just to kind of like mold the ornament, so to speak. Now this is why I chose to have this here, because I wanted that burst of that swoosh pattern here. Now the only thing is I do feel like the the cap might come over that, which is kind of a bummer, but if you aren't painting, can you... Judy, you're doing fabulous. Thank you. Yes, if you tap, 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 Gets all the new friends. It gets you practice too for when you're painting, because we do a lot of tap, tap, tap. There we go. That one went on a little skimpy. Now, if you end up getting a collection of paint on your tool, and you will, as you're going around, you need to wipe it off, which is what I'm going to do now because mine's getting accumulated on there. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you for the follow. Sometimes it gets accumulated on there and it doesn't look right when you do your swoosh. Hang on a minute. That one went wonky. There we go. Oh. So when you use these palettes, your paint will get dry on the top. The recommendation has always been to get a damp paper towel and put it over the top of it. I don't do that, but that's been the recommendation. Hi, Marianne. Well, welcome. You made it. I'm having to show it in stages because of that glare. Okay. And then I think I got to mentally remember, I don't know that I'll use any more gray or that morning mist, but I do want the darker pink as the swoosh over here. So we'll go with the lighter pink here for the next swoosh. And let me start here because this paint is more dry up here. It's pretty, isn't it? It's pretty. All right, so because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose some of that, let's do this one here. Oh, wrong pink. Right? No, that was the right pink. So I don't necessarily love this pink for swooshes, though. It's not, let me get a smaller tool to fix that real quick. Hang on, I gotta do a little repair work here. Did not swoosh pretty. All right, I'm gonna move on though. Moving on. I guess one thing is nice, you do have the end of the thing to hold. All right, so let's try that again. Dot. And swoosh. So this pink is kind of thin. Yeah, I don't like it with this size tool. So I'm gonna actually switch to the smaller end. And we should have a little bit better results. No. So what I'll do is okay, we're going to have to work on that. This color is not user friendly. So that's the small end. Hang on, let me make sure I'm not using the wrong end. All right, I'm going to use the small end of the yellow and see if that helps. Let's see what we get. I just want it to be, that's a little better. The only problem is, like, I like it bigger here and thinner there. I'm just not getting that look. So let me see if I can just fiddle with it to get it the way I want it to look. Because I kind of like that, almost like that heart pattern, if that makes sense. Thank you for the follow, Angel. So I guess, what time is it? 9:30. Okay. I guess this is the part of the show where we start talking about what we're going to do tomorrow. And wait, Wednesday? Yeah, tomorrow. And what colors we want to use. I know tonight I made the decision because I wanted to paint an ornament. So I made the decision. Normally, though, during the live, I do ask the community to kind of vote and decide what we're doing. I am live Sunday through Thursday, usually 8 p.m. Eastern until about 10:30. It just kind of depends on what we're working on. If you are new here and you are interested in a beginner supply list on how, what to get and stuff, there is an orange box at the bottom left-hand corner. And in there you can ask me, you pretty much ask me anything, but if you want the supply list, simply say that. Can you send me the supply list? It may ask you for an email address. I do not need an email address. I can just send it to you right here. The lives are available in full. They are not edited or anything like that. So all the craziness that occurs in here is available to listen to again if you so wish. You can also, I can help you get there also through that orange box. Thank you for the overreact. Judy, how are you doing on your stuff there tonight? Are you getting where you feel like you're going to be in a better spot now? See, I don't... Hang on a minute, this one. What happened over here? I don't like how that came out. I love that overreact one. That's so cute. And if you're new here, if you have any questions, ask. I'm just making these a little bit bigger on this end. So part of it is, guys, with the swooshes, you really, like, you don't, it just swooshes. So you're like, it just moves. So just a side note, the slippery. Okay, that's enough fun stuff. I'm putting enough for Saturday show. Well, good job. And is this just a, I shouldn't say just, but it's a craft, like, fair show, like that's what everybody's doing there? I'm actually gonna go out on a limb. This color. Does anybody else do craft shows? I know Judy. I feel like a couple of other people have said they do them too. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did say music festival. What kind of music? Circus fun. So again, this is not exactly what I'm going for here. So I'm going to have to fiddle around here. Oh, it just slides. I'm telling you. I tell you this, that is going to be another learning curve. So I'm just trying to figure out how to best slide. I hope country. You don't know. My friend went to the county fair, and they went to see Bailey Zimmerman, and they lost power. So he ended up doing a couple of acoustic songs, and did a lot of autograph signing and stuff for those people that were in the pit. So, but she was not in the pit. They had seats. So she was kind of bummed because normally when we go in the pit. So she was probably like, golly. They were free tickets, though. She said he was really good. Said he was a real good, sport, and he, did the best he could, and he sounded really good. So for me, I would say that the hardest part is these swooshes. Now, one, I am on the curve. So I get that. Two, they absolutely it just glides. So, practice. It's going to be practice. Going to be practice. Thank you, Kara. But like I said, I knew I wanted this one here to have that little like heart-shaped dip, which is probably something I should have not done because that's making it harder for this last row to get in there. Or I should have done this one first and then well, that one worked pretty well. I got one that worked. But yeah, like I said, on the curve here, it is. Now, maybe having that little device that holds your ornament will help. Because, I'm holding it and, there's, I'm not shaking or anything, but get in here. Oops, need a little more. All right, so back to question at hand. What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? Tonight was my show, but it's usually your show. Does anybody have anything they would like to work on? I know we have a few people working, so let's see. Mom told me to give up crafting and yeah. Why? What? So the swooshes were not easy. And again, part of it, I probably should have done the ones around the walking dots first and then gone in the way I wanted to. But live and learn. I think it's pretty. So you could, and I'm going to put it down before I drop it. You could continue around if you want. I think I would pretty much just hold here, especially while it's wet. I wouldn't probably keep painting while it's, because I can't really hold on to it anymore. We finished early. I know, she does. What should we do? We have a few minutes. Should we work on our One from last night, if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, because it's right in front of my face. I should say work on it, but finish it. Victoria, get the lid. Get the lid. Oh, the holder? Yeah, you mean yeah, they kind of did blend in. I was thinking that maybe, like, in my head of doing the strawberry, but you can always go over that when it's dry. Silver. This? Okay. I got the silver lid for the ornament. What am I doing? Pull up on wire. I can't without, like that. Hi, Ash. Welcome in. All right, I'm waiting. It's suspense killing me, man. Oh, cool. It was hard to pull it up though with this metal thing, bends. All right, that's cool. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, guys, this is what we ended up with last night. I'm going to let's erase the guide marks. What's left of them. So on the wood rounds that I paint, you guys know, this is called a plastic eraser. I haven't had success with using like the baby wipes, and that I always ended up with like lint on my piece. So I don't know. So somebody just recommended this, and I have had this for a long time. It's messy, but it works really well. And I use it on my big pieces and everything, so. Very cool. But yeah, back to the colors. What I could do is you can, I don't know. I say that you can go over them when it's dry, but I could be wrong. Since it's plastic, I don't know. So we did this one last night, and it needs a couple of finishing touches, so I figured maybe we could finish that up. So what do we want to do tomorrow? I didn't see any votes or anything, so I don't know what, I could just paint the ornament we did tonight, the silver one, if nobody wants to vote. Yeah, we did this last night. Okay, I have to do something right back. I'm back. Okay. Hopefully we didn't get kicked off. Okay. So I'm gonna, okay, let's finish up the purple little lacy work that I was doing. I just have to find the right tool. So I wanted to just kind of fill in this negative space here. I think it was that size. Maybe it was this one. So I'm just going to do that. Hi, MJ. You want to try and do the hologram blue on the hologram? It can be. You can, yep, you can easily put a magnet on the back and put it on your fridge. It's 4 inches. A lot of people will use this size as a coaster. I just use them to practice on and do the lives so that we can practice smaller designs and different patterns. Primarily, we started using this size so that we could practice for ornaments. But yeah, my goal here is just to fill in this. And the purple is kind of light, but the goal is just so that it's not stark black. I don't love that much negative space. Now, you may not mind it. Some people don't mind it. I do. It's just a thing. Oh, that didn't quite go. There we go. That's a little better. That one was a little too small. So if we paint the other ornament, do we want to do like blues, like Judy's saying? I think that would be pretty on that one. You guys are quiet. Everybody's mesmerized. Judy's working. Kara's crocheting. What is everybody doing out there? There we go. Patty's mesmerized. All righty. So, hang on a minute. There we go. So this is the one we did tonight. You guys are thinking blues and it's a pretty color palette there. What about this color palette? have this one already made. Might blend in too much. Let's kind of blend in. What about this one? Shh. Stop making so much noise. You're making more noise than me. But we have this one too. This is darker. Hi. Teal and silver. Let's see. Has it been that long? You haven't, you don't even, has it really been that long? Since you've been here? I don't know. Hang on. I gotta find it. You don't mean, no, that's old. You've been here since then. Hang on, I gotta see if I can find the teal and silver one. You don't mean this one, do you? This isn't. No, oh, you know, I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the smaller one. I gotcha. Hang on. I'm like, gosh, it hasn't been that long. You talking about this one? Hi, PK girl. Is this the one you're talking about? Not this one. I know it ain't that one. Yeah, I think that's the last one we painted with like the teal and silver on the small round. Yes. So, hang on, let me put these away since, like I said, my brain is, oh my goodness. Okay, and then, okay, so remember when we coat these, we use this, the satin. You pour enough in here, swirl it around to coat everything, okay? And then, hang on a minute. I just finished this one. So I'm going to show it to you so we finished this one tonight. That was that pink one. So I painted on that tonight. That's guide marks. So you got to look past the white, okay? Those will come off. Let me move this for a second too. So then after you put that in there, okay, you're going to put it in something like, oh, I guess I didn't really need to move it. Let me move it back because you could see it. You're going to put it in something and you're going to put it upside down for the extra to drain, okay? It only takes a little bit to drain, and then you're going to put in glitter and move it around until it's all coated, and then shake out the excess. And then I just let it dry like that. Yes. So, I mean, it was already pink inside, so I kind of had to do something with it. First time I have painted like that. First time I've used that stencil. First time. So it had its learning curves. I'm happy we did it. but it had learning curve to it. All right, so I heard you can use, yes, you can. I just try to be, I know I already have this, so I just use this. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to go buy Mop and Glow if I already have this to varnish my pieces? That's the only difference. You don't need a lot. I don't know, like maybe if I was looking at the cost effectiveness of everything, then, I don't know which works better. So do we want to use this color palette on the ornament? Am I doing another ornament tomorrow? It's just I don't use that triple thick or whatever that's called. But I have that. We can use that. All right, let's do these top dots and finish this piece, and then, well, that's not gonna work. It's this one. I think I'm gonna do offset again, like we did in the center row with the pink again. So offset is where you just, instead of it being centered, you just do it offset. I may actually end up getting off in a couple of minutes because my tummy is bothering me, if I have to be honest. But if we're going to do a round or anything, I need to know soon. I need to know before we get off so that I can paint it. Because, I have some painted, but yeah, all of a sudden my tummy is just like, just not happy. We leveled up. We completed a stage again. Oh, I won't. Yes. Yeah, you know what? I get those headaches too, Lulu. Where are you at again? Because I know like Wisconsin had that terrible tornado. Nebraska. Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys, actually, I think I'm going to have to sign off because my tummy is absolutely not happy with something. I'm sorry. But I'm just going to finish this up after I take care of my tummy. And I will see everybody tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry. I will see you all. Thank you all for being here.